Welcome to New Musical Monday Season 5, a Thornhill Theatre Space original series showcasing new and lesser-known musicals from around the world. Join us as we go behind the scenes with writers, composers, and theater creators, discovering the stories, inspiration, and music behind tomorrow's newest productions. New voices, new stories, new musicals. Presented by Thornhill Theatre Space, connecting theater creators across the globe. Now presenting Episode 7, Selections from People Suck, by Peter Cavell and Megan Phillips.
Hi there, we are Peter Cavell.
And Megan Phillips.
We are two Canadian musical theatre writers who co-wrote the irreverent comedy song cycle, People Suck, a musical airing of grievances. People Suck
Let's just give them a sec to enjoy the title.
Should we say it again?
Yeah, I think we should say it again and we can all just really soak in the title.
Yeah, People Suck, a musical airing of grievances. There you go. Smell that. People Suck is it's a 90 minutes, it's a peppy, all singing, all dancing show for a cast of 5, and it's about how human beings are just the worst.
Exactly, the musical you didn't know you needed. So the story of its creation, Pete and I, we met over 20 years ago at university. Don't do the math. We're still 25. We were both studying music. Now we both graduated and we actually lived across the country from each other. But for this wild, ridiculous reason, we kept running into each other for the first 10 years after graduating. So we actually didn't lose touch despite living 4,500 kilometers away from each other.
And for our American friends, it's okay, we got you. 4,500 kilometers is 2,796.17 miles. There you go. We got your back.
I would like to say that as I was writing this out, Pete said, hold on a second, and I didn't know what he was doing. And then I looked back up and he had written down the exact mathematical conversion. So that's for you, friends.
You're welcome, America. We know you're going through a lot right now. It's the least I could do.
Okay, so it was very clear the universe wanted us to be together. 10 years creatively. And so 10 years after graduation go by, and I'm journaling my feelings. I had myself been in some serious relationship breakdowns where myself and the others were awful to each other. Some work relationships, personal relationships all around. But I was the biggest a-hole of them all. And in this one fate-filled summer's hot afternoon, through tear-stained dollar store journal pages outside the Tarragon Theatre at the Toronto Fringe in 2014, I bemoaned and wailed, asking the universe how I could be a better person. To which I received 3 immediate downloads. 1, you, Megan, are going to be part of a team that writes a musical for next year's Fringe. 2, this musical will be called People Suck. And 3, the other half of your team has to be Peter Cavell. Now, I am aware that none of these downloads answered the actual question, how do I stop being such an asshole? But no bother. We all know better than to argue with the universe. So, fixing nothing about my own personal problems, I immediately did what was more important. I called Peter and I pitched the idea to him. And we're just going to give you a little bit of a recreation of how that interaction went. Hey, Peter.
Hey, what's going on?
So I have a proposition for you.
Okay, really kind of busy right now, Meg. Got a lot of stuff. My son is a toddler, and I've got a day job. But okay, what do you got?
It's musical. One second. We're going to write a musical.
Oh, we are. Oh, okay, cool.
It's a song cycle.
Oof. All right.
Do you want to know what it's called?
Yeah, hit me.
People Suck.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm in.
And that, friends, is basically a verbatim conversation of how the musical got started.
That's pretty much it. So we got started. We got a spot in the Toronto Fringe Festival. At this point, we had maybe two songs finished, which meant we had to get to work fast. We're still, of course, on separate ends of the country. So we wrote together over the telephone since video calls were only just beginning to be a thing back then. And we used this brand new technology at the time, which was called Google Docs. So fancy. As the festival came closer, we tapped into our network. We convinced somehow a bunch of our friends, many of them big time Second City cast members, to come on board without even seeing a script.
Yeah, it was actually wild. Like I remember by the time the third said yes, I turned to Peter and I was like, is this is real life, right? This is so we have this magical rehearsal process. The show is getting better and better and better. We open at the Toronto Fringe in July of 2015, and I kid you not, we immediately sell out our run, like immediately. Like we won a bunch of awards. We were sold out in advance. We actually won the Ed Mervish Award, which was given to the show with the most number of tickets sold out of all 150 shows that year. It was then such a hit that we got optioned by this big fancy theater empire that shall remain nameless. And we worked with them for a year on creating a 90-minute version of the show, which we ended up very proud of. And we were just about to do a nice big fancy run with them when the company fired all of their VPs overnight, and we were suddenly on our own again.
And so we figured, well, maybe that's it. It's been a good run. But then out of the blue, we were approached by Salty Theatre from Melbourne, Australia, who had found the show online and they loved it. So they ended up doing two productions of it in 2019, which meant that we were back on top of the world. We started making more plans, big plans for 2020, and you all know what happened next. 2020 came, we all watched our momentum deflate, and we figured that we were done. But we are stubborn bastards. And so eventually we decided we were just going to try one more time, just one more. So in 2025, we applied to the Toronto Fringe again. We figured, it's 10 years. We'll do a 10-year anniversary revival. We ended up getting drawn in the festival lottery, and our 2025 run was once again a sold-out hit. People were stopping us on the street to say how happy they were to get to see the show again. Everyone kept asking us and still keep asking us what's coming next.
Yeah, and I'll be clear. Pete said people like plural because it was people plural. That fans that had followed our borderline defunct Facebook page, which I think it's called, that's how much I use Facebook pages. Anyway, but they had followed us and they had been chomping at the bit to see the show again. And it was literal people, like multiple, that came, fully stopped us that we didn't even like know. Like they weren't people that we had phone numbers that we would text that were doing us a favor. These were like fans.
Complete randos.
Yeah, beautiful randos. We love you. But fans. So we knew we had something and we know we have something. And so now we are so thrilled to get the momentum back on its feet, which, to be quite honest, is already happening outside of our own personal push for it. Like, this is how we know the show that we have is special. We're making plans for a UK tour in the very near future, including a run at the Edinburgh Fringe, which is not this year. As of this moment, it is 2026. It's not this year, but we are looking at next year or the year after to do the Edinburgh Fringe, which we feel it would be a great fit for. The irony of all of this is that our COVID or our plan pre-COVID in 2019 was to do the Edinburgh Fringe. And now it's this weird little show that could, where there's like the bookend and we're getting funding together and we're thrilled for our UK and global touring future.
A reviewer for one of the Melbourne productions wrote, and I still kind of choke up a little bit when I hear these words. They wrote, "People Suck deserves to be on bigger stages with bigger audiences." And we cannot wait to prove them right.
So if you've enjoyed this, primarily the conversions from kilometers to miles, but so much more. And if you also think that people suck, here's how you can support us. First thing, go to our website. It's peoplesuckmusical.com. And you can hear songs, you can buy sheet music and merch, you can pre-order our album, which
we're hoping will record this fall.
You can follow us on social media.
If you are in the UK or if you know anyone in the UK, tell those people or you yourself to get your butt down to Edinburgh right now and camp out until we open, keeping in mind that we are not opening in Edinburgh this coming summer. So like bring a lot of snacks, bring a tent, be prepared to camp for a while. Or if they're in any other major cities in the UK, stay tuned.
And hey, if you're literally anywhere else or in these places, but you have a theater company, just call them. Call the theater company and you can tell them to put on our show. They probably hate people too.
Yeah, I'm sure they would love to hear from you, though, telling them that this is the show that they need to put on.
Obviously, they don't hate you. Why would anyone hate you? You're perfect.
No, we like you. We think you're fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I feel, though, that we've given you plenty of homework for today. So in the meantime, thank you so much for watching and or listening to us.
And until we meet again, to quote a soon-to-be famous musical theater song cycle about people sucking, to quote their final line in the glorious 5-part harmony that it has, don't be a dick. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks so much.
Oh, Reginald, the sun is so hot I'm literally melting. Literally.
Jesus H. Christ! If you would lend me your attention, there's a point I need to make. It should only take a moment, and I say it for your sake. We all know that people suck and that they anger and distress, but there's a special group of sucky people we need to address. Worse than airlines frenemies or jerks who shit on all your dreams. Worse than racists who kick dogs and run illegal Ponzi schemes. Let them listen to my words, I shall not hedge or fudge or stammer. Of all the people who I hate, I most hate people who hate grammar.
Lots of people who he hates, but mostly people who hate grammar.
Homonyms are words with different meanings, but which sound the same, so to use one in the other's place is just an awful shame. If they are going to the store to fetch some curds and whey, it's a contraction, an apostrophe must come right after they. So why then would you spell the word T-H-E-I-R there? Do you hate the English language or do you not even care? It's ridiculous, which, by the way, is spelt with I, not E. And don't even get me started on your use of literally.
Oh God, please do not get him started on the use of literally.
Must I list the reasons why you need to use an Oxford comma? Who taught you English? Kim Kardashian? Wilmer Valderrama? If you dangle your participles and mangle every predicate, you know it may be best for mankind if you just stayed celibate. The way you torture semicolons makes me wanna cry. If you don't know how to use one, why in God's name even try? The very thought of your bad prose brings uncontrollable dry heaves. For heaven's sake, just go right now and read Eat Shoots and Leaves.
He carries round a copy of this book, Eat Shoots and Leaves.
No, I'm serious. Stop that! Siri, stop the track! Go right now and pick up a copy of Eats, Shoots, and Leaves by Lynn Truss. It's a book on the importance of the proper use of punctuation and grammar. I'm sure you could pick up a copy in the library. No, not the library. The library. It's the big building with all the books. You take them out and you bring them back. You have to wipe them down now because... Forget it. In context, I don't have a problem with an off and LOL, but if you use it as a punctuation mark, then go to hell. If you insist on mixing up the use of words like then and then, just shut your mouth and never ever open it again. What kind of moron interchanges who for whom and whom for who, or the preposition adverb and the number 222? Poor grammar makes it very clear you're really not that bright. But now you know the rules, so follow them and try to get it right. Do not laugh, it's not the time for school-ed mockeries or japes. All these sins of syntax are as bad as felonies or rapes.
Absolutely not.
If you're subject to your verb agreement, simply don't agree, then you'll get what you deserve, so don't come sniveling to me. You may like a word like, but like a like to not some dumb, but your friends all like, so like an any you succumb. So likely you subject your subject to the pressures of your peers, until you're smoking crack and turning tricks and crying bitter tears.
Ooh, what? Chorus, stay silent.
Perhaps I'm slightly overzealous in my frank and cunning rant, but if honesty's a crime, then you could brand me up pedant. Some say that English is evolving, we can't censor its rapidity. Fuck that, not evolution, it's just asinine stupidity. I'm standing up for language, does that make me bad or crazy? I don't want to see our culture wrecked by people who are lazy. It's time we band together, fight as one, and raise our voices high. For we are soldiers in the battle for our language, you and me. I.
How dare
You and I.
That's not very English. You, sir, are a wet biscuit.
What? Oh, never.
If you text while driving, or if you drive drunk, but you're still alive and thriving, you're one ignorant, stupid, and lucky punk if you don't lie and wake up when you're behind the wheel. If you drive with your knees, give Hell's Angel the finger while belting Kiss from a Rose by Seal. I ask you, where the hell is Darwin when you need him? How is it you're not already dead? Oh, it drives me to distraction that you're distracted when you drive. Would it kill you to focus on the road instead? Where the hell is Darwin when you need him?
If you refuse transfusions because the Lord forbids,
If you go to a pastor instead of your doctor and pray at your unvaccinated
we'll
kids.
treat your cancer because it's just God's plan.
If you think only harlots get herpes, or if you use Jesus instead of a condom or diaphragm, I ask you, where the hell is Darwin when you need him? Our people who hate science still alive. You wait for God to solve your problems, but that's why He gave us brains. It astounds me that you've managed to survive. Where the hell is Darwin when you need him? In a world with no common sense,
All this freedom from consequence.
searching for your own defense, and so
our morality's on the fence.
humankind keeps on growing dense. We prevail not at my expense. YOLO, YOLO. So you foster chaos. You move your plant offshore.
So you please, shareholders, by exploiting the workers and blame
So
the
you
poor.
trash the planet to chase revenue.
So you're actively working against the best interests of billions of people, including you.
I ask you, where the hell is Darwin when you need him? Where the hell is Darwin when you need him? Haven't you learned from your mistakes? You don't learn from your
Survival of the fittest. Only the fittest should survive. Take a look around, have we got what it takes? Where the hell is Darwin?
I ask you,
Where the fuck is Darwin?
Hey, seriously,
Where's that asshole Darwin when you need him?
Thank you for joining us for this episode of New Musical Monday. A A huge thank you to our featured creators for sharing their music, their stories, and their creative journey with us. If you enjoyed discovering this musical, make sure to follow Thornhill Theatre Space on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Spotify for more original content, digital productions, artist features, and everything happening in the world of digital theater. Don't forget to like, comment, and share to help support new musical theater creators from around the world. The stage has no borders. We'll see you next Monday.